Good day, good day, good day, my fellow Ambazonians. This is IMM Media, Radio and Television. This is Comrade Fritz Misodi on the Political Analyst, your favorite political analyst show. So today we have a very breaking news where we have been talking about this for the, how we have some fraud in COVID during the time of COVID, where companies in America were being supported by the government, by the federal government of the United States. They were asked to bring in their documentation for their companies. So the Biden administration and even the Trump administration was supporting these small and medium-sized companies and with the COVID fund, But most of the time, you saw people misusing this opportunity given by the federal government of the United States by trying to usurp that opportunity. Okay, this family called Nsalai has been caught in this fraud, and we hear that the family will be given about 30 years imprisonment. This is what we are talking about. When you plan, this very family has been the forefront of all the arrests, all court cases of all the activists in the US. But they have won none of them. You know of the case that the Nsahlai had with Tapang Ivo. You know of the case of the one that Nsahlai had with Mami B and the other. These are all cases that this same guy working with La Republique is like the lawyer or the legal firm that La Republique hired. And this guy claims that he is from the northern zone of Amazonia. But the family now has been caught in a fraud. And it is very, very what we call karma. Okay? This guy's job, he does everything to work for La Republique, okay, since the start of this crisis. And all he does is to make sure that he go and do some kind of fraud. That's why most of us in the USA knew that this guy will never succeed in any of those nonsense that he was doing. All the law thing that he was doing, because we know that he's a fraud. Look at the family will go into 30 years imprisonment. 30 years in America, if they give you 30 years, it's very hard for you to come out. Very, very hard. The family, these are the people that La Republique like to hire. La Republique does not hire people who are not corrupt. They hire corrupt people because they are corrupt. This Salai guy is the lawyer for La Republique. He's the lawyer for La Republique in America, so that to be framing stories on activists or Amazonian leaders. You saw what he did with other guys. He tried to say, oh, he's a Salai law firm who is doing it. And he's very proud of it. But when you pray for people that are innocent, know that your own turn will come. This guy has been behind the illegal and fraudulent arrest of anything that happened to any Amazonian leader was caused by this guy. Even though all of his court cases were thrown out of court, You remember he paid Tapang Ivo about $12,000? Yes, he paid Tapang Ivo about $12,000 for damage. $12,000 is around 7 million Cameroon money, but it's nothing, but that is something because he paid the money to Tapang Ivo. Yes. So this is what we are talking about. But when things happen like this, okay, they said that the Salai family, the sister called Rosemary Nsalai, and even the husband is involved in this thing. All of them have been sentenced to 30 years in federal prison here in the USA. Okay? These are the kind of fraud that they committed. They committed Paycheck Protection Program. This is the PPP that the American government was giving to small businesses. Okay? They call it PPP. Paycheck Protection Program. It means that small companies, during that COVID time when there was difficulty, people were not going to work, American government gave some money for companies to pay their workers. Those workers that were unable to go to work because of COVID. This company, this Salai family, they took that money and they made fraudulent paychecks. Okay, they inflated the amount of workers or employees that they have. Okay, that's what they did. So there was that kind of investigation. Okay, the family of these guys, they said even the father and the family, they are all corrupt people, very, very corrupt. Okay. There's also confirmation that even the Salai himself is also under investigation by the FBI for potential PPP fraud too. So this is all what the family has been doing. And this guy is the guy that is doing everything, is looking for means to even put down any activists. This guy is the law firm that La Republic is using. But when you say karma does not exist, I don't believe that karma does not exist. It exists. Because the prayer that we were praying for this guy here in America was that he is going to involve himself in something. And, okay, remember, Nsalai law firm sued Tapang Ivo, okay? He sued Mangang. Of recent, we heard that he even sued President Chris Ano. All these things, the cases were all thrown in. Even Eric Tato, this same guy sued him. Sponsored by La Republic, okay? But most of the cases were thrown out of court. And remember, even though he took most of them to court, he ended up losing the cases. He has won no one single case against any Amazonian leader. None. Because all the cases are fraud. He just fraud these cases. Take, for example, when he took Tapang Ivo to court, right? They look at the case. He said that Tapang Ivo is a rebel leader, is a this and that. Okay, they say, okay, for what case? He said for the crisis in Southern Cameroon. They told him this is not the right jurisdiction to bring this case here. This case, this court judges cases, civil cases. If it's international case, you have International Court of Justice. You have the ICJ, you have the ICC that convicts criminals, political criminals, or war criminals, war crimes, and where you also have the Geneva Convention, right? The court always tell him, please, this your case is not for these courts. These are our local courts around here. Because it's a case between two countries. Okay? But what he wanted was that when he take this, he believed that when he take these fraudulent cases to courts here in America, then they'll just take the cases and they'll jail all the leaders here in America. Then the Republic government now will give him more money. He did that. Yes, he has been doing that, taking fake papers to court. All of them have been unsuccessful. So what is he trying to do? This is a fraud. All the family, they are all frauds. This is what this guy. So it's really crazy. Okay. According to court records and evidence presented at the trial, this Salai family, okay, her sister's name is Nsalai, and her husband fraudulently obtained 2 paycheck protection loans. That 2 paycheck protection loan, the PPP was a program that was instituted by the U.S. Congress to help these small businesses, just like I said, okay, and these were those kind of fraud that we were talking about. And don't forget, even in La Republic, you remember most of those ministers took monies that were billed for COVID. But because La Republic is a banana republic, who do you think will be jailed? Okay, this Salai family, what they did is that they fraud those documents, send it to the PPP loan application, and they were given 17 million. Okay, $17 million for annual payroll in 2019. Okay, so in total, the Nsalai and their family fraudulently obtained approximately 2.5 million in loan proceeds, and they then spend those funds in items unrelated. Okay, because when these kind of loans are given, it is being monitored on how you are spending it. They took this money to claim that they are paying the workers, employees that are affected, okay, by the coronavirus pandemic. That is why they took the money. Okay, so anything that they were doing out of that was fraud. Okay, was fraud, and that is why they have been given 30 years imprisonment. 30 years imprisonment. Yes. 30 years. So, I want you to understand this. The Salai family faces a maximum penalty, okay, of 30 years. Okay, so they'll be sentenced in July 19, okay? So, these crimes are crimes that can take it to 100 years, okay, depending on those sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. So the federal district court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account those guidelines. But this is what we have been talking about, okay? This guy, Salai, you remember when they went to Secretary Chris' house and all those things? He was writing some note that he's the one who did it. La Republic gave him some money. La Republic was happy that this guy is working very hard, because they went and searched Eric Tato's house. The FBI too went to Secretary Chris' house. This is all this. What this guy is just going to lie that there is some. He went and lied to the FBI that there is weapons in President Chris Ano's house. Then there is weapon in Eric Tato's house. So that just to make sure that the FBI should go there and see if it's true. Because when you say there's that kind of things in somebody's house, the FBI will of course go there and verify, right? That is what happened. Okay. If you want to hear the detailed information about this thing, you can go to this website. This is the website. This website is a government website. Okay, this is a website. You can go to this website. It's called United Attorney Office. Okay, you see the detail. This is it. Woman convicted and their family. It's a Salai family. They are all fraud. This is the okay. You see, 2.5 million fraud. Okay, 2.5 million. That is the Salai family. That's what they did. That's a website. You can go there. You see the detail. I would not want to read all the thing here. Yes, but that's a website. And so, what I want to say here now, okay, is that this fraud is what happened even in La Republique, but because La Republique government covered it, so people like Ataranji were supposed to go to jail. People like this one in the Secretary General there, the Ngongo man, was supposed to go to jail. Yes, all of them, because they were involved in the fraud. They were all involved. The COVID money, there was millions and millions of CFA that was given to the government of Cameroon to help during the COVID pandemic time. Okay. What did they do with that money? The Ministry of Health of La Republique, we hear, they handed tons and tons of medications. They had to sell all those medications for those which were these COVID drugs. They sell everything. But why I'm connecting these dots? Because this same Salai guy thought that the fraud that he has been doing with La Republique, he will come to America and do it here in America. It doesn't work like that. America is a country of law. If you steal in America today, even after 5 years, even after 10 years, don't be surprised they come and knock your door. Because the system is, everything is computerized. Okay? Everything you do in America, there is fingerprint, your print. So how do you steal in America? How do you fraud in America without being traced? It's very difficult. Because you can steal today in America. Okay? They do investigation for you for 5 years. You don't even know that they are investigating you. Okay? So this fraud is something of 2019 pandemic. Okay? This Salai family never knew that they were being investigated. But he was running around with fake documents, fraudulent documents, going to show La Republique that he is trying to arrest the leaders of Amazonia in America. Running helter-skelter. Fraud. Then La Republique government was pouring him money, thinking that, he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. You know, when those old people in Yaoundé, they don't even have sense. If you just come, and it's the same thing everybody is doing to them in this their crisis day. The military will go and arrest innocent civilians, go and put fake guns on their body. They will send a picture to that Yaoundé there. Then my country people now put his name there. Say my country people. Sending to the government. The government will send the money that they are winning the war. Oh my God. Those are the people that do not want this war to end. These senior military officials, these senior government officials, because they are making monies. Okay? Imagine how much money the Ministry of Defense is making. Imagine how much money the Ministry of Health is making. All these ministries, they are making money just because of the crisis. Okay? That is why they don't want to hear any journalist talking about them. Okay. Last time I made mention of this COVID fraud, this coronavirus fraud done by these same guys. These guys, they call themselves ministers. Each minister had his own amount of money that they stole from this COVID fund. All of them, you see 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 30 million CFA. But they are not being convicted. Okay. If these guys were in America, by now all of them will be in jail. Okay. The example is that you can see what is happening now with this guy who called himself a lawyer, La Republic lawyer, Nsalai Emmanuel. Now they have investigated the family until they are going now to jail 30 years. All of them. Fraud. That is the kind of people La Republic like. La Republic does not like people who are straight. If you are straight, you can't work with La Republic. Yes. La Republic like criminals, to work with criminals, fair men. They like those kind of people so that they can fraud easily. You know, they don't do things straight. La Republic government does not do things straight. That is why if they want to deal with you, you must be that fraudulent person. Like this Salai guy. Okay. It is just crazy, because when you see what is happening in that country now, compare the prices of goods. Compare prices of goods. Compare what people are trying to sustain themselves. How much are the prices of goods? I saw a kind of comparison between prices of goods in Cameroon, La Republic, and price of goods in Nigeria. It's like 3 times higher than the prices in Nigeria. That is why we were talking about that seaport, okay? The Limbe seaport that La Republic always say the one that will come and build. They cannot build it. They cannot build the Limbe seaport because they know that we'll be trading with Nigeria. We'll not be trading with going to buy. How can we leave Limbe with seaport, then go and be shipping through Douala? That's why they don't want to do it. They don't want to construct that seaport. They know it will be a big game changer for the economy of Amazonia. So they prefer to leave it like that. They went and built a seaport bed in Kribi. It's in Kribi, the new seaport. When all Douala and Kribi are not even sea, they are rivers. Okay, I know what happened in a river, right? The sun as rain falls, it brings in that sun and fill it. Okay, so they'll go and dig it. They'll use these caterpillars to dig those but the Limbe Sea, you don't dig it. It's a natural deep sea. You don't have to use caterpillars to dig Limbe water. It's a sea. It's an Atlantic Ocean. But because of greed, because of fraud, because of all this corruption, manipulation, tribalism, anything that is negative, these people are following our chiefs, these senators, and all these people going to vote that there will be Limbe support. For how many years? How many years? And they believe them. The lies and the fraud, the corrupt government that some of these our people are still going there to vote. I don't know what they're even going to vote for. It baffles me. They are carrying the phone of So. They are carrying phone of So in helicopter to go and vote. Then they'll take him back to Yaoundé. The all-powerful phones and chiefs that we respect have been degraded to to mere people that will give little things to eat. They just need something to eat to go and vote. The other senators, we saw them, they carried them in armor cars to go and cast their vote. Oh my God. Armor car is carrying senators who want to go and represent their own constituents to go and vote. As if that is not enough. Frundi of all, Frundi. Papa we he don't take SDF to keep him for hostage. Now he don't abandon SDF now. He don't go be enough for CPDM. They say Paul Biya want appoint Frundi. Paul Biya want appoint Frundi like one of his senators. I just hope say the people where they still follow that useless politics for that country. Okay. Frundi for all leave that SDF since that time them. Just to make sure that there is transition. Okay. You are old. You have been there for more than 20-something years as a chairman of SDF. The goal of the creation of SDF was not even for party things, and that is why La Republic has been trying every means to use some of these group leaders to you see that the thing is this: some of these leaders are behaving as if they want federation, right? Because La Republic is telling them that when federation comes, those their groups will become political parties. What kind of mentality do you have that you're going to be a political party? Like SDF. What is SDF gaining? What are those people doing there? When La Republic is the one conducting the election, La Republic is the one drawing the ballot, La Republic is the one appointing senators. How can a CPDM party appoint SDF? So now SDF and CPDM are just one now. After how many years of Frundis and his type of leadership that he had, the SDF was not was not created because of political party. It's Frundi who came and changed that. Because the people that started this thing was Yonder Black and Frundi. But Frundi hijacked it, took it to to La Republic as a political party. It was created for the struggle of the people of Southern Cameroon. Okay? It was created for that. It was not created for Frundi to be there for as chairman for life. Why that same mentality? We are trying to avoid this CPDM SDF mentality of staying powerful forever. There's some people don't understand. They think that we are doing this. You cannot be in a system. Okay, democratic systems are not systems that are just there. There you put one person there as an idol. You worship that person forever. Okay, look at Nigeria. You saw they just ended election. I think tomorrow they have their senatorial, their gubernatorial election too. That is democracy. People go in and they do the election. If you win, you win. If you lost, you lost. You must not be the one to be at the forefront of a leadership. Okay, that is what we are trying to impact in Amazonians. This CPGM SDF mentality. Biya has been there forever. Frundi has been there forever. When do they have time? When do they think to change that mentality? When? it is really sad. It's really sad. But that is the reality that we have. Okay. That is the reality. Our brother Tapang talked some very important talk there. Mo ye Tapang Ivo about this Salai law firm thing will happen. Brother Tapang, 1 year from Tapang Ivo about that. This, let me see where he is.
Nsalai Emmanuel will be languishing for 30 good years in the federal prison in the United States of America. Let me give you the breaking news and the good news. This woman called Rosemary Nsalai, the blood sister, one mommy, one papa of Nsalai Emmanuel, the quack of Nsalai Emmanuel, whom I won in federal court, of Nsalai Emmanuel, whom the federal judges ordered to pay me $12,000 for leveling frivolous charges against my personality. Nsalai Emmanuel, who is the son of a state thief, whose father was a thief, an ugly thief, running the Cameroon government. Nsalai's family in the United States will be languishing for the next 30 years because the sister and her husband have been sentenced to 30 years in federal prison for conducting fraud under the watchful eyes of Joe Biden, under the watchful eyes of the entire Americans, under the watchful eyes of Donald Trump. Let me read the story from the Attorney General's office, United States Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Virginia. This is publicly accessible information. A federal jury convicted an Ashburn woman today on charges of conspiracy, bank fraud, and money laundering. According to court records and evidence presented at trial, Rosemary Salai, 47, and her husband fraudulently obtained 2 Paycheck Protection Program (PPP) loans. The PPP was a program instituted by the United States Congress to help businesses affected by the coronavirus pandemic continue to pay salaries or wages to their employees.
Right.
Nsalai carried out the scheme in connection with 2 of her husband's businesses by creating fraudulent payroll documentation for each business and then submitting the documentation in support of the PPP loan applications. The fraudulent documentation represented that her husband's businesses had dozens of employees with over 17 million of annual payroll in 2019, when in fact they had few, if any, employees. In total, Salai and her husband fraudulently obtained approximately $2.5 million in loan proceeds and then spent those funds on items unrelated to any legitimate PPP-related expenses. Those items included the down payment on a 7,000 square foot home in Leesburg, Virginia. Salai's husband pleaded guilty to the scheme in 2021. Salai faces a maximum penalty of up to 30 years in prison when sentenced on July 19 this year.
They'll go to prison.
Actual sentences for federal crimes are typically less than the maximum penalties. The federal district court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. My name is Tapang Ivotanko, and do have a pleasant.
Thank you, Brother Tapang, for that highlight. You know, you had a battle with this same guy, this same fraud called Salai law firm, and this guy had to pay you $12,000, and we were saying that this guy is a fraud. La Republic never believe. Now, America has, now that you cannot bribe, you cannot bribe American government. American courts are not the kangaroo courts that we have there, that you can go and bribe and come out, and at the end of the day, we are seeing people now in these are people who are supposed to fight for their own people, Amazonians. They are going to fight for La Republic. So Kama has caught them now, because this family is the most wicked family in the USA. They spend their time, they spend everything just to try to work for La Republic. But now, because of the fraud that they are involved and they have been doing with La Republic, God is telling them that this struggle is God-ordained struggle. No one can fight anyone in this struggle, and karma does not hold you. This guy, Christopher Nsalai, it's good that La Republic should listen now, so that they should send him more money now. Let's see how La Republic come and rescue him and the family now in this fraud. 30 years imprisonment is not something that you joke with it. So, this guy in Boya called Moja, this guy is killing people, is doing a lot of criminal activities in Boya there. We saw him with some photo of two guys that he's, this is what we are talking about, how people describe the way this guy is doing. It's a militia. This is a military guy, okay? But he has created his own militia, you see, paid by the government to be terrorizing people around Munya and Boya. He called himself chief. I don't see any chief that will be behaving like this guy, Moja. Chief, I don't see any chief that will behave like this guy. This guy is just behaving like a fraud. And he does his things with La Republic. They pay him money to go and kill civilians and tell the way that, they were not civilians, they were amber fighters. Okay? It's a military. Okay? And what I don't want to believe is that this guy will do all these things and go scot-free, because La Republic is protecting him. Yep, La Republic is protecting him. Okay? La Republic is protecting him. Yeah. So that is what we know. How can La Republic is suffering now from economic sabotage. The war, the country is going backwards. Okay, the cost of living of commodities in La Republic is going skyrocketing. I'm telling you, people cannot even stand it anymore. Okay, fuel is 700 in La Republic, whereas it's 200 in Nigeria. Okay. Even beer, this beer that they like, is now 800. CFA, I'm talking about CFA. Then in Nigeria, beer is still around 300, 200, 300. You get a beer. Then, how about cement? Cement in a cement camp is selling their one bag of cement now is 5,000. When cement in Nigeria is 2,800, 2,000 something, So you can see how things are going up and up. Okay. Every day. It's really sad. Our young people are being killed in Yaoundé. They go there to visit. This young girl, her name is Lady Diengo Louise. They say left Boya for Yaoundé, okay, on February 2nd, 2023. Upon arrival, she was kidnapped at Van by the unknown people who raped, killed her, and abandoned her body in a bush. Okay, they say it is alleged that Diengo Louise, who hailed from Kupe Manengumba, went to Yaoundé to assemble documents she had to use to facilitate her travel to the United States. Okay, her family lost contact with the kidnappers after the ransom demanded was paid in full. You see, this is really heartbreaking because they kidnapped this girl. The family paid ransom that they demanded in full, yet they still kill her, they rape her, they abandon her in the Van is where you have all these bus stop in Yaoundé there where you're coming from Douala and southern zone, southern Cameroon, you land in Yaoundé. So they know that people coming from this side, if they know that you are from southern Cameroon and Bazonia, be very careful when you reach there. That bus stop where you have guarantee, you have all those bus stops. That place is called Van. So when you reach Yaoundé, you're going for any business, anything, know the type of taxis that you are entering. Because if you say taxi, be very careful, because if they want to rob you, they can rob you very easily, because they wait for people coming from Douala and southern Cameroon. They land in through guarantee, or they land or through any other bus. Those bus stops are all in Van. That is where they wait for people. Then if they want to rob you, they'll rob you. That's how they did. Okay. They have so many ways that they rob people. They rob you through this fame mania, that they will put you in a taxi and they place you in the middle. One person will enter this way, one person enter this way. You cannot come out. And at the end of the day, all of them are the accomplices, because they want to steal, they want to dupe. But this young girl, Diengo Louise, she was raped. She was arrested, killed, and abandoned somewhere. That is how bad the situation is, because this young girl has done nothing. So was going to the United States Embassy, but that is a fate. It's sad, but that's the reality. Okay. That is why our number one goal is to make sure that we safeguard our independence, because we have become the endangered species. Like the public can kill us at any time. Okay, our own life don't matter. This girl, imagine what happened to journalist Wazizi. They were much concerned about their own son, Martin Nzogo, that was killed. But Wazizi, even one of our people cannot say anything. The chiefs are quiet. The senators are there doing nothing. They call themselves senators. What are they doing? They're nothing. The members of parliament, zero. They are there. They are killing their people, but they don't have any say. They don't have. So they will come and tell you that they are going for election to go and represent their people. You cannot represent a people that you don't back, you don't support, or the people that do not back you as their elected officials. They did not vote for you. The elections were boycotted. So you cannot go and attend the election and come and tell us that the election was free and fair. Who first went for the elections? Nobody. Mm. So it's just fraud, just like public trying to tell the world that, oh, things have gone back to normal. Okay, but they should know that this crisis will not end now until that same Pobia declare a ceasefire and stop the war. But once Biya is okay with that, taking his troops in to Amazonia to exterminate our people, our own life don't matter for them. Okay, if they can kidnap 117 young boys from Mato. The other time they did in Oku, almost 80-something young boys from Oku. That is what they are doing to our young boys. Then these, our chiefs and senators call themselves elites. Elites will come and be telling us nonsense. Oh my God. If they are killing your own people, then you cannot say anything. Are you not a toothless bulldog? If they are killing your people, you are there. You are hiding in Yaoundé. Your palace, your chieftaincy, everything has been degraded for nothing because of irresponsible people who call themselves elites. They are eliting who? They are elites for themselves, not for Southern Cameroonians who they don't take care of. Okay, it's terrible, but that's the reality. So they go there and pay them 500. Some they pay them 2,000, some they pay them 5,000. Chiefs to go and vote. It's terrible. But I want our people, the women of Southern Cameroon should emulate what the women of Ekona did. I want the Kumba women to join the Mato women. Yes. I want them to do that too. If they can do the same like the Ekona women, it will be fine. The Mato women are also obliged to do the same. They cannot carry 117 of their youths, of their own children, and they do nothing. La Republic is just repeating what happened in Oku. This same thing happened in Oku. We don't know the whereabouts. They say about 16 they survive, but we don't know who and who or the amount of guys that were carried in Oku. But the estimated amount was 80-something. They will carry 80-something youths to undisclosed destination, kill them, abandon them, do all kind of fraud. That is what they do. Then they will be lying to the people. Okay, that is what they do. But we know everything they do will come out, so they can hide and hide and hide. Very, very difficult to hide when you are committing that kind of crimes. But let's just pray that the international community will know this, because that is our own call. Our call is to let the international community to know what is going on in Southern Cameroon, how these people are murderers, they're killing. So hopefully things will, they will hear our prayer and they will come back and understand what we're talking about. Okay. Let me think. I'll be ending here for today. Yeah, I had a lot of things to talk about, but I think next episode, because I don't, people are complaining that our shows are too long. So we want to keep it a little bit lower, not much. So this 50 minutes is okay, because once the shows are too long, people complain that they can't open the shows. People watch it on YouTube, they watch it mostly on their phones. So I just want to thank you guys. Thank you. This is IMM Media, Radio and Television, the political analyst, the political lab. So thank you for watching. God bless you all and stay blessed, and know that Ambazonia is real. Ambazonia will be free, okay? It's a land of milk and honey, okay? Thank you very much for watching. God bless you all.